Hey there, Walter here. I am wearing the shirt. It is a bit tight, but I am wearing it, and since I am wearing the shirt, it is time for another Knight Rider fan home build. This is the 9th delivery right here, so I'm going to go ahead and open this up, and we'll go ahead and take a look at everything. Right here we've got, looks like part of the rear suspension. This looks like one of the exhausts. I'm guessing it's the exhaust. This would be another of the exhaust. And then we have, looks like the drive shaft here. And oh joy, we have more hoses, which I am going to skip those right now. I don't know how difficult they are, but I hate working on those hoses, so I'm going to most likely just skip them out of the way. So we'll just go ahead and get started with the build. Okay, we're here on actually delivery number 31 right here, or actually I forget what it's called, but this is number 31, step 31, there we go. And this is definitely the part of the drive shaft system. Got some plastic pieces here. I looked at the instructions already, and I'm going to skip half of them because they are talking about a lot of these hoses, and I'm just going to put the hoses aside for right now because I don't know where they're going to go, and I have a hard time with the hoses. So I may try to work on it again, but right now I'm just going to leave the hoses alone. And we do have some metal pieces here. I have no idea what they are, but they look really unusual. So I need to move my camera a little bit further here. There we go. Now we're going to get started with number 31 here. And they're going to say to start with the drive shaft, which is this. And it is going to connect, once I can grab onto everything, it's going to connect to this part of the drive shaft right here. Now the screws are set up a certain way. You can't see it on this piece right here. There is a certain orientation you have to use for this, so I'm going to do that. And these are going to fit in with 3 BP screws. And we seem to have quite a few BP screws. And like I've said in the other videos, I have plenty of screws from the other assemblies. So I'm going to go ahead and hook this in on one end. Once I get this to fit right and I can actually see, here we go. One BP screw done, 2 more to go. And unlike the previous video I did check my batteries and made sure these are charged up. So there should not be any problem with battery power this time. That was a really silly thing for me to do. Alright, here's the third BP screw in. Now that is your completed drive shaft. And surprisingly, I thought this would have been metal, but this is one plastic piece, or actually two plastic pieces. Now they're going to get these universal joints, which are these plus shape or even X shape pieces. They're going to connect onto these either end, and it looks like it doesn't matter which end goes where. But these connect with two BP screws each. Now they're just going to fit in like so here. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but they'll just fit in like so. The hard part is getting these parts to line up. That's why I had to take my glasses off so I could see better. Now I'm just going to tighten or put the screw in just a little bit. I'm not going to tighten it up yet because I want to get the fit perfect on these universal joints. So now that I have the fit done, now I'm going to go ahead and tighten them up. Although probably not too tight, because I do want to have the universal joint a certain pivot location, or whatever they call that. So I'm going to just actually, I see what they're talking about here. I have to have it this way, where it's pointing up. Pointing up, just like this. So that's one universal joint. I'm going to get another universal joint on. And I'm going to do the same thing as before, besides scaring away the cat. I'm just not going to tighten these BP screws all the way yet. One thing I've never answered yet was what happens with these boxes. I let the cats play with them. The cats love these boxes. Alright, that is the drive shaft with the universal joints on it. Next we're going to put this part right here. This is called the differential universal joint. I think I was supposed to have the universal joints sticking out the other way like I originally did. I am not sure. The instructions don't really show. Well, I guess they do show it. Okay, I'll fix the other one up here in a minute, but I need to put this differential universal joint on. That is going to get 2 BP screws as well. I'm going to do the same thing where I'm just going to put the screws on but not tighten them up until this is all lined up. Okay, this first one is in slightly. Here's the other one that's slightly done. And I'm going to go ahead and tighten those up now. Okay, that's that differential universal joint. Let me fix this real quick, since I didn't pay too much attention to the instructions, and they do show it, but it looks really complicated. There. Now we're going to go ahead and put this onto our main chassis here, which I'm going to set on the side because the engine is only connected by 2 screws, as you may have realized in the last video. So we're going to connect this up to this pin right here for the engine. I'm not sure if you can see that in the video, but that's where we're going to put that at. That's going to get 2 BP screws. This part here with the engine is called a drive shaft joint. Now this is deliberately loose here where it spins around so I could get both sides done. And we're going to put this end without the differential universal joint, this end right here. Okay, that's the way I wanted to show it on the video. Not this one we just did, but this end here is going to connect to the engine. So I need to find a way to get this on here. Let's see if I can find some leverage with one of my screw boxes, because I don't want to mess the engine up. Yeah. I need to grow a few extra hands here. Okay, I got it. Screw that in just part way. Need another BP screw. And I can turn the entire drive shaft assembly once I learn how to talk. Now that the one side is in, the other side should be easy, and it is. So I'll just tighten those up now. And then we have a fully moving drive shaft, which I don't think it matters too much. Now, I have to move this out of the way. This car is huge. We're going to take this funny looking piece right here. This is the drive shaft protector, which is actually this one. And this is the gearbox rear mount. So I am going to hook this up. Looking at the instructions here, it gets hooked in this way, just like this, with one BP screw. It wants to move on me. I didn't get it. I didn't get this lined up correctly. I think it's lined up now. And it is. Now this gearbox rear mount is metal, so we're going to be using some metal screws. Let's connect down here. Now once I see where this goes exactly, this part goes up here with this gearbox rear mount. That's going to hook up with 2 GM screws. And I am going to have to use my oil for this. So I'll get my oil ready. Here's the part I need. Now it's not showing how it would fit in that. I think it fits in this way. No. It's not line, or it's not. There's not enough room there for me to get the screw in. That's supposed to fit in here, and I just don't have the room for it right now. But that's probably because the engine was actually pushed up. So this will probably hold the, there, now I'm getting more room. That was the problem here. I didn't get it. I need to push this engine down further so I could get this in place. think I got it. I do have it. There is tension here. There we go. This will also hold the engine in better position. Because before it was pretty wobbly. There's tension on that again. Now the engine is secure in place. I will turn that over. Now we go on to the next page, which is a lot of the hoses. But first, I'm going to take this plastic piece here, which is the brake distributor. And that gets hooked onto the back with a BP screw. But I need to find out where exactly in the back here. I better close up my oil so I don't drip out of it, or I don't have it drip out everywhere. It's actually on the underside. Okay. So, have the car suspension, or chassis I should say, sitting like this again. Get a BP screw. I may work on these hoses and stuff like that. There are a few websites and YouTube channels to go to check everything out. But I am just not interested right now in it. Orientation they shows the pins, one pin facing the front, and that's what I'm going to do. Oops, and my screw got a little loose on the screwdriver bit. There is a YouTube channel that I recommend you go to called World of Wayne. That guy is, I don't know where he's from. He's not from America, but he is working on this and he is much further along than I am. So I am going to skip the hoses right now, and that is stage 31. Okay, we're on stage 32. I'm actually looking forward to this because I was always curious about the exhaust system. And stage 32 is the left exhaust. So we'll just open this up. To me, these look like plastic parts. And I do see there are BP and AP screws. Which I don't have any AP screws in my box here. So I need to make a new thing of that. Alright, we'll take these out. Definitely plastic pieces. I like how they have the silver paint on them. That looks rather nice. And they even show on one piece black. So we're going to start by taking these two big pieces right here. Oh, actually they're both black. Nice. We're going to hook these together. and those are going to get AP screws. Yeah, I have AM screws, but no AP screws. Curious. So, I hook this up. And why isn't this piece snapping into place? It should snap into place. Inquiring minds want to know. Okay, there we go. Now I have it. I always liked cars that had dual exhaust. There's one AP screw done. This should be a rather easy assembly. I like to get the suspension done and the rear two tires, so that way the car can be resting on the tires and not on the chassis itself. Nice. There's our one exhaust right here. I like that. Now we're going to take the, I'm not sure which one. I think it's this one that has the grooves in it, right here. Yes, this one has the grooves in it, and it connects just like this. So this is going to be a long piece, and then we're going to attach this one on top of it. And we're going to be using AP screws again. So we're basically sandwiching this in here. Now I'm going to start by, I don't know if you can hear that, that's my cell phone ringtone in the background. And yes, it is the Knight Rider theme, which there is nothing wrong with that. Because I say there's nothing wrong with it. Because that is an awesome theme. Now I'm going to start this AP screw right here where these two halves of the exhaust connect. There it goes again. Probably a crank collar. I'm getting a lot of crank collars lately. Or not. I can hear the wife. She's on the phone, so somebody that she knows. Okay, one AP screw is done. Here comes the second one. Get that in there. Time for the third AP screw right here. There we go. That is a long piece. Alright, now we're going to take this and put this onto our chassis. I need to spin this around. Now this is going to connect right here somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where. I have it stuck in a pin here. Looks like that's exactly how it goes. Except there are these 4 pins right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will line this up. The first one is always the toughest one. And I just about had it. I think I have it now. Okay, there's 2, 3, and 4. Now they fit in here, and they get 3 BP screws. Ooh, they want to pop out. So you want to do it that way, huh? Wise guy, eh? Well, I will start with the one that is closest to the engine. And it's not hooking up. That one pin for the front here by the engine just doesn't want to hook up. So I need to fiddle around with this and get this to fit. Come on, you can fit in there. I think I have it now. I hope I have it now. I do feel tension. There it is. That was tough. Okay. Second one is back here. Did I mention these get BP screws? If not, I'm mentioning it now. These get BP screws. There's tension on that one. Next, we have this one, which is easier to pop in place. Just not easy to get the screw in there when there isn't enough light. But I have it now. Alright. Now we're going to attach the end of the exhaust to the chassis with the last BP screw. Need better lighting in here. Okay, there is our left exhaust, and that completes stage number 32. Okay, here we are with stage 33. This one, I believe, is the right exhaust. It's got everything in there as usual, except there is a metal piece in here. This black metal piece, I am not sure what it is, but we will find out because it is needed for something, obviously. But everything else is the same as with the left exhaust we just did. I just don't know what this black metal piece is for, but we will find out. So we're going to start the same way as the last time. We're going to take our exhaust and snap those into place. Ooh, they got a little scratch on here, right here. I don't think that's going to affect anything. It's going to be hard to see because when you're looking at the model, you're only going to see this side and the scratch is right here. So I don't think you're going to see too much with that. Now, just like the last one, these are going to get the AP screws, which, like I said, I got to make a little spot in my box for that. There we go. There's number 2. There's number 3. Okay. Now, just like before, we're going to take these parts here and hook it on together. Once I have the orientation right, hook these together. And I'm going to start where these 2 halves of the exhaust meet, just like the last one. There we go. That's 1. 2. I kept the AP screws out for the last one because I don't want to just put them all in or open the box up 2 separate times just to put the screws in place. I'll just do them together. Yes, I recommend you check out that World of Wayne YouTube channel. That is what it's called, World of Wayne. He does a lot of modeling and he's very, very good at it. Alright, next part here is connecting the right exhaust. Just like the last time. Which means I have to fight with this one section right here, and I think I have it already. Wasn't much of a fight, except I have to open up the BP screw, so it's probably going to pop loose again. And I dropped the screw, but I got it back. I have plenty of BP screws. So, like I had said before on my other videos, losing one is not going to be a problem. I did get this right away. Wow. There's tension right there. I did get that. I am actually impressed and surprised. Knowing me the way I do, these parts would have popped right off. Now put the second pin in place here. I need to line it up first. There it goes. That screw popped loose, but I can get that back in place. There we go. Monstrous car. This thing is huge. I've never worked on anything so big. Well, I did have a 1967 Corvette model I tried to build once, but that was when I was really, really young and I didn't know much about my modeling stuff, so that did not go well for me. Plus, I also wanted to light it up. So, needless to say, that model didn't last too long because I messed that up really bad. I have some 1/16 scale models I'm working on now too, and those aren't bad. Those are actually pretty good. Alright, that is our exhaust right here, except the problem is we have a metal piece here, a metal bar, and it is called the exhaust bracket. That is this guy right here, and I am guessing that it fits right here. Except I had it upside down, I think. No, I had it the right way. It fits like that. And that gets 3 EM screws. So time to get the oil ready. I have learned a lot from that World of Wayne YouTube channel. Excellent model builder. For instance, I learned that we use regular 3-in-1 oil for this. Why isn't this going in? Getting no tension on here at all. I think it's because I didn't have it lined up correctly. Because I see a silver spot right there. I think that's where I was rubbing into the paint. So let me try this again. I'm actually going to start in the middle here, where this connects to the engine. Okay, that fits in place. I'm trying the other side this time. I am getting tension, so that one did go in. So this one should go in also. This exhaust bracket here will hide the mess up I did with the paint, scratching the paint up. Okay, we are done with the oil for that. And next it says we need to put 2 BP screws right here where the exhaust bracket covers the exhaust pipes. And I looked already, and the holes lined up. Here we go. That's done. That's how the car looks right now. And that is the end of stage 33. Okay, last stage right here is stage 34. This is going to be the rear suspension. I should call it the rear axle and the differential box. But I call it part of the suspension. Now I can tell by the weight of this that this rear axle is metal. I can tell that already. Here's our rear axle, which we're going to start by assembling this differential base, which is plastic, hooking that on to the rear axle. Now these are going to get 2 BP screws because this differential base is plastic, like I said, and that's where we're going to put these screws right into. Okay, next one. All right, now it's time to turn the page. We're going to take this differential cover, and I don't think there's an orientation for this. Well, yes there is, because you can see tabs on the inside that correspond with where the screws line up on the rear axle, so there is a orientation to that. These are going to get 2 GM screws because we are screwing right into the metal. one. Time for the second one. Okay, and strangely enough, this does not connect to the chassis yet, but when it does, I'm sure it will connect this way somehow. So, right now, that is it for stage 34. Okay, that's it for this video here. So, as usual, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave all your questions and comments down below. And remember to leave all those questions and comments rated E for everybody. So, until the next time we see each other, I'm going to say 7-3.